Bienvenidos, worldwide fans of the planet's hottest entertainment with an edge. Jaime En Fuego here, and I welcome you to my namesake program, Enfuegotainment. Yes, so stoked for you here on another rapido review from yours truly of a Fresca Fuego film that has just come out recently. This is the Josephine Decker-directed and Susan Merrill? God, I forget. But yes, that is the author of the book, which was adapted into the film Shirley, starring Elizabeth Moss. So I was one of those who got duped a little bit in this particular case because I VOD'd it and I didn't watch it right away. You know, I ordered it and then, I got caught up with a couple other things for the horror show, the main channel that I work for. And then by the time I got around to this about a week later, I realized, oh, it's streaming on Hulu as well. So yeah, well, I was happy to contribute to the project in that digital regard on the VODs and such. But yeah, so Elizabeth Moss once again playing a kind of tortured, cagey character, which seems to quickly become her motif of sorts, but she's still terrific in this role. The issue with this, I think, that a lot of people will find is that it's being reviewed here on Enfuegotainment as opposed to on the horror show, because this is, despite being about a famous horror novelist in Shirley Jackson, who wrote The Haunting of Hill House and is held in high esteem by the likes of Stephen King and like lots of other people. I mean, Bradbury and Robert Bloch and various others. Like, Shirley Jackson is very noteworthy and people respect the hell out of her and her work for a reason. But this is not a horror story at all. It's barely even classified as a thriller, in my estimation. It's really just a strange, dramatic kind of love story slash friendship-y sort of thing. I don't know. It hinges on that at times without really trying to spoil things. But performances across the board are tremendous in this film, despite its plodding pace at times. And yeah, I mean, Shirley is fantastic, and played by Moss, obviously. The younger couple that comes in and is staying with them after they have relocated to Vermont, they're both great as well. The husband who is serving under Shirley's husband, the husband serving under Shirley's husband, that's fine. Not so much. He's kind of a throwaway character, and he's much more one-dimensional than Shirley Jackson's husband, who is the guy who is at this university, and they have a very strange symbiotic association of sorts. Like, you can tell there's love and affinity, but not necessarily of the romantic variety, which I would imagine happens a lot of the time with, couples that have been together for extensive amounts of time. And how much can the romantic spark remain? And you can tell that there is tension. She thinks he's cheating on her with, various, students and so on and so forth. And, you find out one way or the other what is actually transpiring after the fact. And there is also worry that this new couple, so the girl, she becomes close with Shirley, despite the fact that she is initially incredibly off-putting at this drunken dinner party where we first meet Moss's character. But so, the two women, they gain a closeness, and then the two men, the, younger husband and the older husband, they are both, working in conjunction, and so there is fear that, maybe, they're doing kind of some of the same shady shit, and so that's a thing. But really, like, the friendship bordering on romance between Shirley and this younger woman, who is unfortunately, well, I guess I shouldn't say unfortunately, but, it does throw some, I guess, kinks into the situation. The fact that she is pregnant is it's a strange thing, because you see her drizzling the entire time. So this pregnant woman is drinking, and yeah, that's definitely no bueno. But this is back in a time where I still always recall the Dazed and Confused situation where the pregnant mother is smoking a cigarette and she's buying booze at the store. Yeah, these are things that we learned over time are terrible for an incubating parasite of a child. And so, yeah, so younger girl is pregnant, forms friendship with Shirley, and Shirley kind of comes out of her shell with the help of this girl and gets back to writing, because you can tell she is a drunken mess at the beginning of this film and she has no inspiration, but she picks up on this story of a girl that has disappeared at the college that her husband works for, and this younger woman who is but was initially going to be a temporary house guest, and then it becomes a permanent thing. As their friendship forms, she draws inspiration from Shirley draws inspiration from this younger girl as she's trying to, form the story, and she is immediately just invigorated with inspiration, and she starts working on this new tale, and it is in the twilight of her career. So yeah, I think Shirley Jackson died in her 40s, which is really crazy to think about, and we know she was a tortured person, and it's something that Stephen King, who I revere immensely, obviously, based on my Hail to Stephen King show, yeah, he has proclaimed reverence for her, but yet also talked about the fact that it's common knowledge in literary circles that she was a very tortured soul. A lot of the most creative people are, which is a bummer to think about, but yeah, she is trying to work on this last great novel, and her husband is even advising her initially. He's like, no, stick to short stories, you can just get it done and then go back to, destroying yourself slowly, killing yourself to live, if I'm going to quote Black Sabbath. And yet she is determined in this case after the inspiration she gets from this younger woman that she has become friends with. And so, I mean, great performances across the board, but once again, slow and plodding, and definitely not a film for everyone. I know that this premiered at Sundance, if I recall correctly, earlier this year, and Josephine actually was nominated for the grand prize, didn't win it unfortunately, but did win the Auteur Filmmaker award. So I mean, this is most definitely art house drama thriller with like the slightest tinge of horror, and the horror doesn't really come until the third act, and yet I must admit I was a little underwhelmed by this film until the revelation in the third act, without spoiling stuff. And the revelation in the third act kind of blew my mind a little bit. It took me a little while to sit and just ruminate on it and understand the full extent of what had transpired. And even my lady Catherine, who was watching it with me, she didn't completely understand at least how I interpreted the finale and what I gauged from it. And I guess the best way that I can describe it without spoiling things completely is that it almost felt like a transference of energy, because Shirley's character is very disheveled and, just drunken and manic and crazy at the beginning of the film, and that has almost been passed along to this younger girl by the end of the film. And, interpret that as you will, gauge it as you may, and yet I found that incredibly fascinating as it transpires without, divulging any details as to what may or may not have happened. There is a symbolic incident that happens in the finale of the film that I also found brilliant. And so, yeah, this went from like a 3, maybe even closer to 2, 2.5, but this gets a 4 out of 5 at the end of the day. This was a incredible film, not one of the best of the year that I've seen, but and to drop a term like incredible, I suppose, this was a great film. It was performance-wise, and yeah, I mean, it just did stuff that I was not expecting, and I can definitely appreciate where a film veers away from the presumed and surprises you in that really just exciting and invigorating sort of fashion. So yes, 4 out of 5 Fuego Fireballs. This is a certified Fuego film, hashtag that shizzle. And yes, I extend a grande gracias for those of you who tuned into this brief review of the film Shirley by Josephine Decker. Definitely check it out. It is on Hulu, as I specified earlier. If you want to contribute to the proceedings, VOD, I think it's like $5-6, something like that. So I doubled down. I paid for my Hulu subscription, and I ended up watching it on there as opposed to on the streaming where I had actually paid for it. But hey, it is what it is. I've been Jaime En Fuego. You can find Wa on all social media sectors like Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, here on YouTube. Primarily on this channel, it is an odd dichotomy of art house coverage like this, Oscar contenders, more quiet, slower moving drama films and things like that, but also I like to geek out, and I've got my Star Wars coverage and, comedy and things of that nature. But yes, this is my outlet aside from youtube.com/The Horror Show channel, where I cover all things spectacular, whereas here we've got like a little over 1,000 on the subscribership. So please like, share, subscribe if you dig this video. It means a hell of a lot. It helps me just make my way through the YouTube algorithms and such. But yes, on the Horror Show channel, that's where we do trailer reactions, we do unboxings, we do video game let's plays, reviews of everything spectacular under the sun, whether it's television, film, whatever it may be. And I also do my weekly Stephen King show entitled Hail to Stephen King. So yes, support here and over there, since I'm a part of both, is greatly appreciated. So until the reel of Ka comes around once more, I shall say hasta luego, Cinemigos, constant readers and viewers alike. Say thank you for your time here. It's greatly appreciated. And yes, until the next time that we get to have some of this conversation, stay home, stay safe, and watch more movies. Hulu, Shirley.